Hi everyone and good evening. So in the morning class, we have seen about VPN, user and authentication and Wi-Fi. So next we have three tabs are there. Those tabs are system, security fabric and also log and report. Out of these two, system is configuration we have to do. Security fabric, it is automatically some of the logical topology, physical topology, it will appear. And also couple of connectors we will use, third party as well as Fortinet based default connectors. Those things we can discuss. Log on report, finally, our alert monitoring as well as investigation and analysis and so on. Okay, log integration also. So let's start now. First one is system tab. System tab mainly it can be used to identify admin profiles configuration, high availability configuration, initial configuration basically. Once you are purchasing any firewall, that may be hardware or software, in that scenario, so couple of things initially we have to configure. Those configuration is called system configurations. So just click on administrator tab. In the administrator tab, whoever administrators are there, so those people information, along with that one, even REST based administrator. So these are the two different types of administrators information we can see. So here demo, they given as a administrator, not a super admin or admin, it's a system admin. System admin and they defined as a read only. So that's why we're not able to do any adding or deleting or modifying and so on. So this is completely read only access. That is the reason whenever we want to update or if you want to delete or if you want to modify, if you want to create, if you want to implement something, we cannot do that. Why? Because it's a read only access. So remaining they configured as a REST API. And also this is basically L3 team, most of the cases they have the admin access. Remaining L1, L2, most of the cases they will give read only access. Just they can view and they can do the normal analysis part. L3 team, couple of places they will do the implementation. Okay. And also even implementation people, they have the admin access. So administrators so far this is created. It is it will vary from organization to organization. Okay. Whom we have to give the admin access, whom we have to give the read only access, whom we have to give the write access, whom we have to give the read and write access, super admin access, and so on. It is like a one type role based access control. Okay. So that is called administration related profiles. Next one is admin profiles. If you want to configure as a grouping of the similar type of people. So example, we have read only access, we have okay, senior engineer access, add profile. It is also will vary from organization to organization. It is also will vary from organization to organization. So grouping of the similar type of people, example, read only. So all L1 team is belongs to read only. All implementation team is belongs to super admin. Okay. All all not developers, all L3 team is belongs to read and write access. In such a way, we have to create the groups. This is already we discussed. It is a part of our SOFO CDR. SOFO CDRs also in the user profile. So we can create who is the admin and who is the okay read only access, write only access, help desk access. Couple of profiles we configured. Same is applicable here also. So this not only in the firewall tool, even this is applicable to every team, even that may be application developers, product developers, testing tools, DevOps team, TechOps team, okay, servers team like Windows or Linux. So everywhere we can, this is same, role-based access control is same for every team basically. Okay, so and after that we can configure the groups. That group is called admin profiles. So next one is fabric management. So fabric management meaning here, whatever device we registered, that serial number and also upgrade version and who is the authorized person, those information. So it is buffering, it will take some time. Okay. So fabric upgrade. So what is the latest upgrade version? And so latest firmware version, all those updates will get it and register whether this device is registered in the support portal or not, like a warranty, right? So and authorized, who is the authorized person? Obviously, admin guy is the authorized person. Okay, so that is called fabric management. Next one is settings, initial settings. Example, integrating with NTP, integrating with our high availability. okay, integrating with our domain name, all those will fall under settings. Example, host name what we provided, next generation firewall primary. And so time zone, it's a Pacific time zone, US and Canada. So because this one is deployed in the California, USA, right? So they selected as a Pacific time. In the similar, we have different types of time zones like a GMT or IST, okay, Central time. There are different types of time zones. So this one is deployed in the California. So that's why they selected California based time zone. So in California right now, it's early morning 4:37 time. So set time, they integrate with NTP. Okay. So NTP network time protocol, port number is 120. So if you want to sync up with the local time, example, what is the local time? California. So USA. So their local time to the respective Portnet tool. So then we will use the NTP server. PTP also same similar as it is precise time protocol. NTP, PTP both are same only. So PTP is a precise time protocol. NTP is a network time protocol. Okay. So we either we can use NTP or PTP. One second.
తీసుకో ఏం కావాలి కానీ
So that is about integration of the NTP server. As I said, every server or system, every tool we will integrate with this NTP server to set up the time zone or local time. Next one, select server. They selected PortiGuard. So what is PortiGuard? I will explain in the couple of minutes. What is meant by PortiGuard? I will explain in a couple of minutes. PortiGuard is a service or a device or software. It can provide update management. So when you say update management, what is the firmware version of the firewall, or what is the latest version of the firewall, and also what is the IPS licensing, and what is the FortiCare supported license, FortiCare support, and antivirus latest signature. So it can provide all the updates, latest FortiGate stable releases versions along with the updates. So FortiGuard, we have separate tab is there. There I will explain. So select server FortiGuard. So whatever updates we are getting, we'll get it from the FortiGuard. So that is meant by this one. Sync interval. So it will always sync with the FortiGuard and NTP server every 60 minutes once. Every 60 minutes once, it will sync up with the NTP and FortiGuard. So FortiGuard, it will go and it will fetch the updates from the Fortinet R&D team. Okay, NTP server. Okay, every 60 minutes, 60 minutes once, it will go and it will sync up with the local time. Okay, whether it is matching or not. So that is the meaning. So set up device as a local NTP server. So it's enabled because we are syncing up with the NTP server. And administration settings, HTTP port number 80, you know already, redirect to HTTPS port number 443. That is also, you know. What is meant by this one? Example, even though we configured HTTPS based, okay, 443 using SSL TLS certificates, in any, any end user, they are trying to provide without HTTPS. So example, HTTP portigate.portidemo.com. So example, HTTP portigate.portidemo.com, if any employee is provided, in that time, it is redirected to HTTPS. It should not open with the 80. That is meant by this one. Okay. So it should not open with the 80. Always it has redirected to HTTPS with a secure way of communication. That is meant by this one. Administration settings. So HTTPS server certificate. So this is the server certificate. What are portidemo, wherever this server certificate from Zscaler. So this part they purchased from the Zscaler, Zscaler. So the certification related certificate. And port number of SSH22, telnet is 23, you know already. So why we have to enable these two ports? If you want to troubleshoot, example, consider entire FortiGate or this device itself completely down. Okay, so this device itself, it is completely down. In that scenario, what will you do? So you log in through SSH or telnet. So that's why we have to enable these two ports also. Meaning, so next generation firewall primary is going down. If you want to troubleshoot why it went down and so on, so we have to always if we have to open using CLI, command line interface, port number 22. Then we have to go and we have to troubleshoot what is the reason. We have to provide username and passwords. So all this is part of implementation level. So next one is password policy. So password policy, so it's off, but it's better you can provide both. So minimum length is 8 characters, minimum number of characters maybe 2, and character requirements password expiration. Because demo tool they did not configure, that's why it's off. So for admin as well as IPsec, it's better we can put minimum length is 12 characters instead of 8. Okay, 12 characters, and maybe new characters length is 2. So character requirement we have to define uppercase, lowercase numbers, special characters, and also password expiration every 90 days once. Okay. So this is the password policy basically. Password policy. Already we discussed the part of brute force attack, password spray attack, dictionary attack. Same thing. So next one is workflow management. Configuration save mode is automatic. So meaning here, whenever someone is trying to do any implementation or any configurations, any changes, automatically it has to save. There is no need to go and we have to save always. There is no need to go any commit. Commit also we can say save. Commit, COMMIT. Commit means save. Okay. So whatever configuration we are doing, it has to change automatically. It has to save automatically, not change. It has save automatically. So instead of manual process. Otherwise, every time we have to go and we have to give save button. So view setting language is English. So it is supporting to Spanish, French, Arabic, other countries as well. Arabic is not supporting. French, Spanish, Japanese, Korean. Yeah. So obviously we'll use English. So whoever is not non-native speakers of the English, they will go with the other country languages. So date and time display Portuguese time zone. So instead of browser time zone, so we are selecting Portuguese time zone. Next one is system operation settings. Next generation firewall mode. So one is profile based, one is policy based. So what is meant by profile based meaning here? So we are configuring the profiles, security profiles we are configuring. Example, antivirus. Okay, so IDS, IPS, file filtering, DNS filtering, web filtering. Okay, so more than 11 we are configuring, right? Security profiles, all these security profiles. Okay, after configuring the security profiles, we are going to the policies and we are enabling those security profiles. Okay, so second one is policy based. Policy based meaning here. So there is no need to create a profiles. Directly we can go to the policy. There itself we have to define. That is actually manual process. Policy based is manual process. So that's we have to always use a profile based. So going to the each and every policy and selecting manually to the security profile, example antivirus, and configuring there, it will take a lot of time consumption and also difficulty. So that's why always we have to configure the security profiles first, and later we have to go and implement in the policies tab. So system operation setting means that one only. So profile based and policy based. We can configure as a profile based, also policy based. Okay. So profile based meaning first security profile we have to configure. Later we have to go to the policies and we have to implement those profiles. Policy based means there is no need to create any profiles. Each and every policy or rule we are creating, there we have to go and we have to define manually. So it will take a lot of time. Okay, so that's why it's better to go for profile based. So central NAT. So central NAT once again is the policy based. We have to select the central NAT. Okay, virtual domains. VDOM. VDOM is virtual domains. If you are doing policy based, then we have to select VDOMs. Okay, we are selecting profile based. That's why we did not select these two. And startup settings. So auto file system check automatically whenever any files. Okay, so is coming into the respective firewall. So those check. Okay, USB auto install. USB auto install meaning here from the firewall level, even we can take the backup using USB memory drive, memory stick or pen drive. USB auto install meaning here we can back up the data through even physical hardware or peripheral device. Peripheral device. So obviously we can do automated backup daily at midnight 12 o'clock. Okay. So that configuration. So this is the configuration where our entire Fortinet firewall configuration it is storing. Entire Fortinet firewall configuration, wherever it is storing, is called fgt_system.conf configuration. Okay. So detect firmware image out. So if you want to identify the firmware version of the firewall, so we have to use file firmware of the image is called image.out. So these are all default one only. So next one, disk settings. So disk setting is a model number of the device. This will vary from organization to organization. Okay, water FortiGate demo tool we are using, that model number is this one. Okay. And assignment, always it will store the local log. When you say local log, by default, whatever storage it's supporting 2000E. So that is called local log. So now that is about system settings. Next one is HA, high availability. So under the high availability, so as per theoretical part already we discussed. So standalone means a single one. Okay. Active passive always we can prefer. Active we will not prefer. Why? Because if one device will go down, second device also couple of places it will go down. So that's the reason always most of the case we'll use active passive. Okay. So in active also we can configure, but problem here is so always confusion will be there. Which one will acting as a primary, but which one will acting as a secondary. So confusion will be there between the primary and secondary. Not for human beings, for devices. Okay. So those hollow meshes they will get confusion, and both the devices will go down. Entire organization will go down. So that's why we have to use active passive. So click on active passive. So as I said, based on which settings. Okay, so firewall can act as a primary and secondary. Based on which settings or configuration firewall, we can say it's a primary firewall and secondary firewall.
Based on the primary, version number.
Not, no, that's wrong. Not based on the version number. Example, you want to configure as a primary and backup. Okay, or active or passive or master or slave. So which settings we have to enable? I told you it is one of the entire question theoretical part. Which device will act as a primary and which device will act as a secondary? So we have to configure something. What is that settings called as? Election settings. For election settings, so priority. So always primary device score is higher than secondary. Did you remember or not? So example, primary firewall we are providing 100. What is the backup firewall score we have to define? What is the backup firewall score we have to define?
90.
Yeah, less than 100, anything. So 90 or 99 or 98, less than 100. So that may be 0 to 99. Anything we can give. Always primary firewall election setting is higher than secondary firewall or backup firewall. You can see device priority. So device priority also called as election settings. Device priority also called election settings. Okay, now it is defined 100. For backup firewall, how much we have to define? Less than 100. That may be 0 to 99, any number. So in such a way, now according to this one, so primary firewall, this is the primary firewall, and whatever less score is then nothing but less than 100, it's a secondary firewall or backup firewall, a slave firewall. Okay, not only 100, we can define 1000 also, not an issue. Any number we can define. For primary is higher than secondary or backup. Okay, example we are giving, if you are giving 1000 here, maybe for backup we can have to give maybe 999, 0 to 999 any number. Okay. So cluster settings, when you say cluster, two different types of firewalls, same model number, same firmware version, that is called cluster. When you say cluster, similar type of identification, similar type of model number, similar type of configuration is called the cluster. Okay. Group ID, it is defined as 100 for primary firewall. Backup firewall, we can define 90 or a 99 or 88 or 101. Okay, group name next generation firewall demo HA they given. Nothing but high availability name. High availability name of the firewall they given as a group demo high availability. So password of the firewall. Okay. Next one, session pickup. Automatically it has to session pickup. That means if this firewall will go down, next generation firewall primary, backup has to pick up. Monitor interfaces. Monitor interfaces meaning here, in between primary and secondary, always heartbeat. Heartbeat messages means what? So heartbeat messages meaning here. So in between primary and backup, always it will exchange hello messages. I'm acting as a primary. I'm acting as a primary. I'm acting as a primary. In case, so backup is not getting any messages related to, okay, primary. In that scenario, now backup firewall will treat, okay, primary firewall went down. Now I have to take the responsibility. Then it will come automatically, it will act as a primary. So that is called heartbeat. Heartbeat settings are exchanging the hello messages. Okay. So here heartbeat interfaces is port 1 and port 2. So hello messages are exchanging port 1 and port 2. So these are the two interfaces are configured for high availability. So as I said, even we have to configure two interfaces as a high availability. Okay. So dedicated interfaces will be there. Otherwise, you can configure even out of 38 interfaces, one of the interfaces is high availability. Okay. So that is about heartbeat interfaces. So always it will exchange the hello messages. So heartbeat interface priority. So even priority for the exchanging of the hello messages. So for primary related one, we have to give high. For secondary, we have to give low, 50, 30. Okay. Priority one is 50 and priority two is 30. You can give less than 50, 49 also fine. Interfaces basically. Okay. So that is about high availability configuration. It is one of the interior question, guys. If you are going for firewall implementation, they will ask, how can you configure the firewall high availability? Okay, we have to configure the interface implementation level, not okay theoretical level or support level, implementation level. So which device will act as a primary and which device will act as a secondary? How you can configure the firewall high availability? So nothing but for primary device, I can assign the higher priority as compared to secondary device or secondary firewall. So that is also called election settings. Okay. So next one is SNMP. So how many types of SNMP versions we have? How many types of SNMP versions we have? I'm asking you how many types of SNMP versions we have. So the fourth time or fifth time I'm repeating in the class. So SNMP port number? Am I audible or not?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yeah. What is the SNMP port number?
Oh, 161.
What is the importance of
61.
SNMP? Yeah, what is the importance of SNMP?
To discover the network, sir.
To discover the network as well as? What is meant by to discover the network?
To discover and
Hmm.
to discover the network and management purpose, we use SNMP.
Yeah. So what is meant by discovering of the network? What is meant by discovery of network? Discovery of network means how many devices are there in the entire data center. Discovery of network means what? How many devices are there? If you are enabling the SNMP, then entire data center, entire organization level. So what normally SNMP will enable in the switch level. Switch or interface level will enable or router level also. If you are enabling the SNMP, most of the cases will enable in the switch level. Okay. So if you are enabling the SNMP, then we'll come to know in the entire data center, how many network devices are there. It will identify network device, network discovery, and also it will manage all those devices. So as I said, even SOFO CTR, we discussed this concept. There are three different types of versions we have. Already it is showing here. Version 1, version 2, version 3. There are three different types of version. So SNMP version 1, SNMP version 2, SNMP version 3. So SNMP version 1 and version 2 and version 3. What is the difference? What is the difference between version 1, version 2 and version 3? Version 1 and version 2, it will use a plain text. Version 3, it will use encrypted text, nothing but username and passwords. Okay, version 3, it will use encrypted username and password. Okay, so version 1 and version 2 is clear text as plain text. So now you can go and you can see here. So SNMP version 1 and version 2. Okay, so they enabled version 1 and as well as version 2. As per my opinion, we should not enable these two. It's better to enable SNMP version 3 because these are all completely plain text. So it's better you can use SNMP version 3 because the demo tool, that's why they configured as a SNMP version and version 2. But actually we have to enable SNMP version 3. Name of the version. Okay, name of the SNMP. Example SNMP discovery, security level, critical, queries, traps. For which host we have to enable the SNMP. So we have to define the interfaces or enter data center range. Enter data center range 10.0.0/16. Okay, so that's all. Status is connected or enable. So you can go and you can see here now. So they given name is a public. So SNMP version and version 2 public and plain text. SNMP version 3 is a private and it's a encrypted text. Encrypted when you say text, username and passwords. Okay, queries. So they enable this one and traps and host. So now if I are providing the host information here, this is entire data center range. So now it will go and it will scan all the devices. How many devices are there? It can identify all those devices, unless it will manage all those devices. And status is enable. So that is the importance of SNMP. It's entire question. What is SNMP and port number and what is the importance of SNMP? Okay. Next one is replacement messages. So morning we were discussing about captive portal. Captive portal. Captive portal, whenever you are accessing any malicious or maybe any other um, malicious content related URLs or websites, in that scenario, it will block it and automatically it will throw one of the notification. Morning I said, right? So example, one of the user is trying to access social networking website, but unfortunately, so social networking website is blocked. What are the messages we will see? What the message we will see? I'm repeating once again. So social networking website is blocked as per the company policies or company norms. One of the end user is wantedly went and tried to access the facebook.com. In that scenario, what will happen?
The vendor has blocked what you're trying to access.
Now, what messages you will say? I'm asking.
Cooperate with the network admin.
Yes, correct. So it will come one of the message stating that. Okay. So you can see this is the one you will get it. OT guard intrusion prevention access is blocked. Please coordinate with your system administrator. So this is the way we can get it. This is called replacement messages. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. So for this one, they will use HTML or JavaScript programming language. Okay. So this is the way how it will work. This is called replacement messages. It's a part of captive portal. Captive portal will give the username and password. So, but whenever you are accessing the malicious username and password, and so that one as per the policies, what are we configured, it's a malicious and it's a blocked one, automatically we'll get these type of messages. This is called replacement messages. Okay. In the similar way, there are so many replacement messages we have. Email collection related, port token page related, login failure, example. So this authentication failed. So you are forgetting the username and password. So authentication is failed. So this is one type of replacement messages. What the programming language they will use? HTML. So this is we no need to anything. We no need to do anything here. Just whenever we are trying to access, whenever user, not you, whenever user is trying to access, automatically based on the policies configured, it will block. These messages will appear. Next one is Porty Guard. So Porty Guard, as I said, to get the regular updates related to OS, related to firmware, related to licenses. And also we can see when the license is going to expire. FortiGuard is a service. It can be provided. What is the latest firmware version, OS version of the firewall? And also So additional licensing when it is going to expire. So to get the regular updates, we have to use PortiGuard. There is no additional license. I mean, there is no additional cost for this one. It's an inbuilt Portinet firewall. This particular feature will appear. For this one, there is no need to pay any money. Okay, you can see here example, FortiCare support. So FortiCare support, it is going to expire by, so 2026, November 22. Okay, so in the similar way, hardware version. Okay, what is the hardware version of the FortiCare? And also what is the enhanced support when they are going to extend the enhanced support. So both are same only. Advanced hardware as well as premium support, both are expiring same date. And also to get the firmware updates, application signature, this is what I'm saying. Okay, FortiGuard can provide the what is the latest firmware versions updates information, and also it can provide it so to get the when the license is going to expire. That information is called FortiGuard. This is also interior question. What is FortiGuard in Fortinet firewall? You can see version of the application control signature. So this is 20 version 2022-00462. There is no need to remember. You can see last updated when they updated last December 2022 this year. So that means 4 days back these signatures are updated. 4 days back these signatures are updated. Devices and voice identification. So this is December 25th. So day before yesterday. So they updated this particular version of the device and voice. So in such a way, we can get the regular updates. Regular updates. Okay. So that is about automatic. There is no need to do manual. So these are automatic and automatically downloaded and automatically install. Automatically it will download as well as automatically it has to install. Okay. If you are clicking on upgrade database, it will upgrade. So that is what about the how to get the regular update. These are all automatic updates. There is no manual updates. Okay. Feature visibility. Feature visibility meaning here, what are the different types of features FortiGate company is supporting or Fortinet firewall is supporting? Okay. So I'm repeating once again. So whatever FortiGate firewall is supporting the features. So that is called feature visibility. So core features, advanced routing, IPv6, VPN, switch controller, Wi-Fi controller. Security feature, antivirus profile, app control, DNS filter, email filter, endpoint control, explicit proxy, file filter, IPS, video filter, WAF, web filter, and ZTNA. So these are all the profiles we'll configure, part of security profiles. So these are all features also. Features also. Whenever if you want to purchase any device, we have to always compare with the features. What is the Fortinet firewall is providing the features? What is Palo Alto is providing? And also what is Juniper is providing? What is Cisco is providing? Once we are doing all these analysis, now finally we have to compare with the cost. Whenever you are purchasing any device or tool, always we have to think about two factors. One is technical features, second one is commercial factors. So technical features meaning here, so which product or which tool has more features. Okay. So second one cost, how much it will cost. According to that one, we can purchase respective tools. Who will do this one? All the solution architect. Solution architect or security architect will do all these things. And additional features, these are all the additional features. Okay. So advanced endpoint control, nothing but EDR, advanced wireless feature. These are all additional features are supporting by Fortinet firewall. So certificates now, next one. So certificates, as I said, there are two different types of certificate. What are the two different types of certificates?
Self-signed purchased certification authority.
Yes, perfect. So self-signed and purchased CS certificate. So self-signed meaning here, whatever certificate we are generating in the Fortinet firewall. So here we have to generate. Okay. So purchased meaning here GoDaddy. You can see here issuer. Are you able to see issuer here? So
Yeah.
issuer. So issuer here Fortinet means Fortinet company is issuing. So example, you can see Fortinet.factory. So this Fortinet factory belongs to purchased CA or self-signed? Anyone?
Self-signed.
Yeah, self-signed. Correct. What about this one? Demo 2020. This one?
That is purchased because it is
Yeah, it's a purchased GoDaddy. So according to this one, we can So define which one they are using. So as I said, there are two different types of certificates we can use. For always internal application, it's better to use self-signed. For purchase, I mean, internet facing applications or internet facing tools, it's better to use purchased one. Because internal tools or internal applications can be accessed by only internal employees. Nobody knows. Okay, nobody knows means public doesn't aware of this one. So that time itself, I told you, example, again, oneclick.com. It's one of the cognizant portal. There we can update the timesheet, salary slips, income tax submissions, income tax declarations, and so on. Whether you are aware of the oneclick.com, no. In this, public also not aware. So see, these are all the internal types of applications we have to use the self-signed. So everybody aware of the YouTube, everybody is aware of the Facebook and Twitter and so on. So for those type of applications, it's better to use purchased CS certificate. Otherwise, it will cost very no. See why I'm saying this one. So it doesn't. I mean, it's not a must. Okay, for everything internet facing certificates, we have to always use purchased CS certificate. For internal applications, we have to use always self-signed. It's not a mandatory. If you have the budget for internal applications also, so if nobody knows that application also, yes, you can go and you can purchase, not an issue. Why? Because every organization will maintain the 100 applications, 200 applications, or 300 applications. For every applications you are making a payment and purchasing CS certificate, it will be very expensive. So certificate itself, we have to pay maybe $50,000. That's why most of the organizations what they will do. So for internal application self-sign, for internet facing applications, so purchase CS certificate. So that is about overall system related. Okay. Next one is a fabric. When you say fabric, how this firewall is deployed in the data center level. Okay. What is the physical when you say physical topology, so where the firewall is deployed, how many devices are connected? So most of the cases, wherever this firewall demo tool is deployed, so they used Fortinet related devices only. Example, Fortinet switch, Fortinet access point, Fortinet wireless LAN controller, Fortinet router, Fortinet analyzer, and so on. Okay. So it will provide the logical topology, physical topology, along with what are the third party fabric connectors we are using to connect or to integrate. So just go and you can check physical topology. So this dashboard we have seen, it's a part of dashboard also. So very first dashboard we have seen security fabric. So this is firewall. This is Porty analyzer for analyzing the logs. This is Porty sandboxing for analyzing the malware. So this is Porty manager, managing of all the firewalls. So this Porty switch to broadcast the traffic. This Porty access point to monitor the, not to monitor, to provide the wireless or Wi-Fi. Okay, Porty extender to extend the view of the applications. Porty client to authenticate the VPN. Okay. So finally, port fabric device. It's a fabric is nothing but connectivity, connector. So these are all the different types of devices configured. Okay. So actually one of the topology it will appear here where the firewall is deployed. There is no need to go to the physical data center or on-premise wherever California location this firewall is deployed. If you are able to understand this physical if you are able to see this graph, then you can understand so where the firewall is deployed and how many devices it is configured, how many devices are connected. That physical topology. It is buffering. So logical topology. So this is diagram, that's what it is taking and buffering. So network architecture diagram, you remember, right? It looks like the same as it is. So how the connections are went and it is configured and it is also deployed. Okay, maybe I'll come back on this one, physical topology and logical topology, because taking time consumption. So now security rating. When you say security rating, what is the, okay, so overall security posture of the organization, security posture of the organization, and also fabric coverage and optimization of the respect to overall organization level. Because we are already deployed this firewall, it can give the overall, what is the security posture or threat level. Okay, threats related overall entire. Okay, so this is the security posture of the organization. So which one is consuming more more utilization or more issues are there? Hardening side, fabric security hardening. They are not doing the proper hardening. Okay. So next one, threat and vulnerability management also they are not doing. Based on the color wise, we can define. So green and also blue and yellow and also red color. So according to whatever green color is there, it's well and good. Example, audit and logging and monitoring. They are doing the auditing part. Firmware and subscription. So regularly they are updating the firmware and subscriptions. FortiGuard outbreak detection. So malware detection also regularly they are updating. But endpoint management and fabric hardening part. Okay, so they are not doing regularly. So that's why those two things are showing in the red color and also yellow color. Okay. So what is the overall security posture score? It is 1027.73. In the similar way, fabric coverage. In the similar way, optimization. Okay. So this overall rating, there is no need to define anything here. Automatically, once you are deploying the firewall, it will appear here. Okay. So this one will be taken care of most of the directors and CISO. You will go and you will see what's going on. Is there any threats are available, or is there any issues are there? Senior level management or board of directors, they will go and they will validate all these. Okay. Next one is automation. So when you say automation, so here couple of things we can, okay, don't think about like a Python or PowerShell and so on, not that type of automation. Okay, if you want to do anything related instead of manual, automatic, in automatic configuration or implementations. Automatic example, you can see schedule. Schedule meaning here automatic updates. So just now we have seen firmware updates. FortiGuard will do the firmware updates regularly. That is also one type of automation. IPS logs. Whatever IPS logs are coming because IPS profile is enabled in the couple of policies. Okay. So that is automatically, it will give the logs will go to the Forti analyzer, Forti manager or SIM tool. It's enabled. And license expiry. So whenever any license is going to expire, automatic alert notification will come because we integrated to SMTP server. That automation. Okay. Automating the getting the updates. So that is the automation. Next one is fabric connectors. So fabric connectors meaning here. So as I said, there are two different types of connectors. One is whatever firewall is supporting default connectors. So all these are Fortinet vendor is supporting connectors. Fortinet vendor is supporting connectors. So security fabric setup. So security fabric setup meaning here. So firewall implementation or deployment. So this is called security fabric. You can see the symbol, firewall symbol. This is the firewall symbol. Fire is there and also wall is there. That's called firewall. Fire and also wall is there, firewall. This is the firewall symbol. And a Forti analyzer. What is Forti analyzer, guys? What is Forti analyzer?
Log storage, logs management.
Log storage. That's perfect. Log storage, log management. Okay, what about this is cloud logging? Just you can ignore. What is Forti client? What is Forti client? Just now we discussed 5 minutes back.
VPN authentication.
Yes, VPN authentication, right? So all these are VPN authentications only. What is Forti sandbox? What is Forti sandbox?
Malware related.
Yeah, malware scanning engine, right? Malware scanning engine. What is Forti manager?
Managing of all the firewalls.
Managing of all the firewalls. That's right. So this is about fabric connectors. Okay, these are all inbuilt whatever Fortinet vendor is supporting. Fortinet vendor is supporting, but all are additional cost, guys. Are all additional price. Okay, everything additional price we have to purchase. It's not a free of cost. Okay, so everything is additional licensing only. Next one is external connectors. When you say external connectors, third party, example Amazon or maybe Azure or Google and so on. So public SDN, software defined network. So this is Amazon connector. So firewall, I mean, Fortinet firewall is supporting to Amazon connector, Azure connector, as well as GCP connector. Nothing but we can deploy in these clouds as well. Okay, and OCA also. So it is not supporting Alibaba and Oracle, IBM. Maybe in future they will develop to those three vendors also. So Alibaba as well as Oracle and also IBM. So these are the four Oracle is supporting. Sorry guys. HP. So AWS, Azure, GCP, and Oracle. Okay, it is supporting for these. These are the famous cloud service providers. So next one is Cisco related. Cisco ACA connector. They're supporting Cisco also. Integration basically. When you say integration, NSX is from VMware. So news connector. Okay. So OpenStack connector. So OpenStack, you know already, it's a microservice based application. Endpoint identity, Active Directory connector, and Fortinet single sign-on.